Hello everyone, welcome to the Code Goat, and in this part we are going to understand about the unsupervised learning in a simplest way possible. So in this part we are not going to talk about all the technical things. We are going to understand the complete unsupervised learning with the general examples. So let's start. So here in the unsupervised learning, there are three types. One is clustering, second is association rule mining, and third is dimensionality reduction. So let's start first with clustering. So in clustering, here we have our max, and what we did is we gave a toy box to Max, and we didn't say anything to Max like what to do with this toy box. So after 1 hour, when we are going back to our Max, we see that Max sorted most of the toys into its category. We didn't say anything to Max earlier. Max was a kid, and Max just pull out all the toys from the box, and Max was able to segregate these toys into its category just by looking them. uh, Max saw like, okay, these toys have some wheels in it, so it might be comes into one category. These toys are very soft, so they might come into one category, and these toys are something arbitrary, so they might come into other category. So from these segregation, now Max is able to play them separately by his own creation. So Max sorted all the toys into their category without any help. So what is Max? Max is our machine learning model. Let's think our Max as our computer. So our Max is the machine learning model. These toys, think these toys as our data. So when we gave this data to our machine learning model or to our computer, a computer segregated that data into its own type. It means like there were few Lego pieces were there. There were few cars. There were few soft toys, and this machine learning model segregated those items into its category. So once when this machine learning model segregated that data become a cluster. A cluster represent a data of a similar type. So these all three things representing a clustering. So it is the very first thing in unsupervised learning that what is clustering. So here is the diagram where we are sending our data to our model using clustering algorithm, and clustering algorithm will segregate the data into its own type. So here we understood the first concept or first type of unsupervised learning, which is called clustering. So inside this, if there is a concept, then there must be an application. So where this clustering is used? This clustering is used in customer segmentation. Let's say you have too much of data of your customers, or a company have a lots of data where consumers are buying some products, and they want to launch a product with something of price range. So what they will do, they will segmentize their customer. They will understand, okay, if I have a product of this price, it have these many customer. If I have a product of this price, then this price range have this much of customer. So in that way, a company can uh, create a model, or company can create a product in a specific price range so that they can take the maximum profit out of their customer. See how this clustering is good. Another is image segmentation. So you have an image. Nowadays you are seeing inside an image there are multiple products, and your application is able to provide the price of that particular product, in which let's say you have just posted a picture online. Inside that picture there is a model who is wearing some dress. That model have some purse, that model have some glasses, and that particular application is able to identify that this particular dress or glass or purse is available on which e-commerce site. So this is image segmentation. This particular your model was able to segmentize those images using the unsupervised learning. Social network analysis. So inside this social network, there are multiple type of users. Some users who are buying their products, some users who are just buffering the social media, some users who are using the social media as a messenger app. So in this way, this clustering provide the social app organization the data regarding its user, where they can facilitate you the services which is related to you, and they can maximize their profit. So this is the clustering, and this is how this unsupervised learning is making profits to the company. Let's go for the second type, association rule mining. Okay, so what is this association rule mining? Again, we have our max. Now max now it's a grown up max, and what we are going to give is there is a one grocery mall. Inside the grocery mall, this is me, and I have lots of receipts. These receipts are of the customers who bought things or who bought food from my store, and I have lots of bill from the users. And what I will do is I will give this bill to the max, and I'll not say anything. I will just give bills to the max. So what max will do? Max will look into the data, or max will just look all the bills. And after looking all the bills, what Max understood, okay, the people who are buying breads, they are buying eggs too. Or the people who are buying chips, they are buying soft drink too. Or people who are buying oil, they are buying vegetables too. So our Max was able to segregate the food items which are reoccurring inside the bills. Max was able to create a connection between the food from the bills. So just by looking into the bill, and from here, what Max was again our machine learning model. These receipts, these bills were our data. And what our machine learning model did, it create the relation between the food items. It associate the item from one to another, like from bread to eggs, from chips to soft drink, from oil to vegetable. So in this way, when Max will come back to me and Max will show this associative relation to me, what I will do is I will put these counter one to each other. Like if I'm going to put a counter of bread, I will going to put a second counter of eggs just beside the breads. I will do the same with chips and soft drink, and I will do the same with oil and vegetable. And what it will do for me, as I know that people who are buying these particular product will be interested in second item, so they are going to buy that too. It in this way it will going to increase my sales. So again, this machine learning model again helped me too much. So it's a simple representation that how it works, that I have data, I've provided this data to my association rule mining algorithm, and this algorithm created or found the relation between the data, and it gave me the output, and it's up to me that how I am using the data. So it is the association rule mining, and again, if it is a type, then it have some application. So where it used in your recommendation system. How it is used? So whenever you are purchasing a product from Amazon, let's say if you are purchasing a product from your if you are purchasing a mobile from Amazon, so after when you are when you clicked on buy button on that particular phone, you will see some related item in which they have written that people also bought this with this phone. It might be phone cover, it might be screen guard, it might be earphones, It can be anything. But what it did is it found the relation between these two completely separate items and it provided you the recommendation. So if you are going to buy a phone, then you will think, okay, I need to buy the phone cover too. So then you will buy that phone cover too with that phone. And it happened just because it recommended it. It knew like you are going to buy that in some other time. And yes, it view your instinct, and through its recommendation system, Amazon got the profit. So in this way, this association rule mining work. Now let's come to the third point, this dimensionality reduction. So here we have our max, and what other thing we can see on the screen, these are the cake recipe books. So we just provided these cake recipe books to our Max, and we didn't say anything. We just gave these books to Max. So these recipe books, combining all these recipe books, there are more than 100 recipes. They are like every book contains 100 recipes about cake. And what Max did, our Max is smart. What Max did is, to simplify his task, he assumed all the data in table. So as you know, if it is a recipe book, then every dish will have a name. And if it is a cake, then definitely the cake will have a flavor. Cake will be baked using flour, sugar, salt, butter, and etc. There are hundreds of fields when we are going to prepare a cake. What Max did is, Max reduced the column to important factor to summarize. So here we have our table which Max assumed from all the book, and Max segregated the data into these tables. Like currently we have this 1, 2, 3 tables. From the first table, if the cake is going to be soft, then it will use flour, it will use sugar, it will use salt, it will use butter, and it will be sweet. If it is an ice cream cake, it will not use any kind of flour, it will use sugar, it will not use salt, it will not use butter, but it will be sweet. Again, it also segregated the weight category. If the cake weight is 1 kg, then flour will be used of 500 gram, sugar will be used 200 gram. And again, there is a one more discovery the Max did is the flavor, the supporting flavor, the anti flavor of those flavor which will not combine with that flavor. So if I'm using vanilla, I can combine it with rose, but if I'm going to combine it with coffee, then it might be something disgusting. So from here, using n number of column, Max reduced those n number of column to very limited columns. And using this, we have now very less columns, and we can create new recipes too by using this particular data, because now we know all the probability which we can use to create something new out of it. So this is called the dimensionality reduction. Our Max become expert just by reducing the noise. These noise are those columns which are not required all the time. But if in a recipe book, if it is there, then that will be count as column. So our Max become expert just by reducing the noise and use the important data. So this is the dimensionality reduction. What we did is we reduce the dimension, we reduce the column, we reduce the data to the important data. We just ignored all the noises, we just used the required one. And in this way, we have segregated our data. So it is the simple representation where our data is going to our reduction algorithm and it is giving us the output. So again, if it is a type, then it will have its application usage too. And it is used in NLP, this natural language processing. This natural language processing is a part in artificial intelligence where the artificial intelligence is able to understand your language. The artificial intelligence is able to revert you in your language. as ChatGPT, as Google Gemini. See, this is the unsupervised learning, in which all you have to do is you have to provide data to the algorithms. Algorithms will find the relation between the data, it will segregate it, it will reduce it, it will learn it, and it will provide you the output from this relation which it found, which we didn't see earlier. So this is the unsupervised learning. I guess you have liked the video, or if this video was good enough to make you understand that what is unsupervised learning, then please follow, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think about it. So thank you, and keep supporting.